All right, so here we have a blue on graphite diamond stitch leather 2022 Explorer Chevrolet 2500 conversion van. And this one comes in the XSE package, so all the bells and whistles. We have that 6.6 liter naturally aspirated Vortec V8 engine, made it to a 6-speed heavy-duty automatic transmission. And that gets you 401 horsepower and I think 464 pound-feet of torque. So it definitely has some power, but that's not what we're here for. That beautiful front end there. We have our LED fog lamps. And this really is, especially by Explorer, this is my favorite van, because they just deck these things out. They look incredible. Tons of amenities. There we have 20-inch aluminum wheels. And here we have our power door locks, power mirrors, or power windows, and then power mirror control there. And a JBL surround sound system, which I've already tested, and it's incredible. Illuminated plate there, power running board. And we can enable and disable them here. But there's that front driver's seat, and we'll check out the power controls here in a moment. But gosh, just a fantastic looking van. And everyone's been asking me when are they gonna come out with a new body style, but if it works, these still look absolutely stunning, even though they've had the same body for about 20-something years. So we have our blinds here. We can just pull up, pull down, pretty easy. And there's our back seat. So controls are up here. We can fold it down. And I feel like this one is bigger than in the ProMaster and the Transit, because look how huge and massive that space is. I mean, that's just a lot of room to lay down and chill. And then we can even move the seat up if we need more cargo space. And there's a quick sneak peek at what we're about to get into here. And then we have a vacuum and then a 12 volt over there. But a big shout out to Sean at Conversion Van Land here at Mike Castrucci Chevrolet. And I'll leave a link below in the description to check out his huge inventory of vans. And over here we have our captain's chairs, which we can swivel, lean back and forth, move back and forth. So let's hop in here real quick. Power running board. There's our third row from up here. We have illuminated cup holders, more speakers, ambient lighting. And then we have that big screen there. And it's not hooked up to a hotspot yet, but when it's hooked up to a hotspot, you can run your Netflix, you can run your Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, all through the Vizio TV here. And as you can see, much to choose from. And then if that's not enough, you can play your own DVDs through the Blu-ray player, or hook up your Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, whatever. Just crazy. And then we have a huge JBL subwoofer down here, and it just really makes that sound quality that much crispier. And it's just, it's just incredible. You have 2 USB ports over here, 2 over here, vents here, vents here. And I mean this leather is fantastic. But I'm 6'3" and I can sit in that seat with no problem. And then I have plenty of room back here. So that definitely won't be an issue if you're a tall person. And then of course I have plenty of headroom with this being a high top. And they just did a really good job making this van. Well, let's go ahead and hit up the front passenger seat. But before we do that, I'm gonna take a quick look at this sticker here. So that's what the MSRP is for this van, $83,859. And then it just shows you all that comes on here. And these are all the features that it's been upfitted with from Explorer. And for 45 grand, it's quite a bit. It's crazy how they do these. And I love the tweeters. The tweeters really make that sound pop. There's that front passenger seat. And before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm just gonna take a quick look at the engine bay. And it is a cold one out here in Milford, Ohio today. It was actually snowing this morning. Luckily it did not stick. But there's that 6.6 liter Vortec V8. It's mostly covered up, but let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat to my other favorite part about this van in particular. So you get a leather wrap steering wheel, which I like how they put these in here because I don't think it came stock like this. And in the express vans and Savannah vans in particular, Explorer just really goes all out with how they do, basically redo everything in the vans. But here we have the AC controls. And my favorite part right here, we have, of course, our radio. So we get AM and FM, and we can toggle our presets here just by holding down. We can save it. And then we have a USB, Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's the XM. And we even have a navigation system in here. And I really like how they did these instead of using the GM navs, because I really like this system a lot better. It just really crisp and plenty of features that you couldn't find on the older version, including this backup camera here. Nice huge picture. And then you even have it in the rear view as well. So 12 volt there. We can toggle that traction control, tow haul mode if you want to tow something. And we have lane departure, forward collision alert, 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in, USB port, and then of course another 12 volt. And then we have cup holders here, little storage compartment here. Lock that back. Ugh. How to do that? There we go. And then we have a little pocket here, cup holders, and then to the adjustability of the seat. First of all, we can save our memory here. We can heat the seat. We can power recline the back. We can tilt the whole seat back and forth. We can slide the seat back, forth, up and down. And then we can further, I guess, kind of push up the seat. So just really adjustable. But these go to the lights as well as the front fog lights, and I'll kind of toggle all those for you. So those are for the lower indirect lights. And those are the blue lights that you can barely see cutting on and off. And of course the big ceiling indirect lights, the ones that are shining on the actual ceiling. And then we have the cabinet lights. And then of course the fog light toggle, which goes to the front. But rear AC controls up here. We can toggle our dome lights here, which are full LED, very bright. I just want to admire that back seat one more time. And then to the steering wheel, of course we can toggle our cruise, set it, cancel. And then to the right side we have voice recognition, and then we can go through options here, change the source, track list, and then volume here. Headlamp controls, and then these go to our gauge cluster here. And I like how easy it is to work this, but it also has tons of views for you. And then we still have the column shifter here, hit the brake, pull down, reverse, neutral drive. Then we have manual mode, and we can shift. And it even shows you the RPMs. And then we have the low mode, or we have one, I'm sorry. So I just keep you in first gear. But next we're gonna go ahead and take this Explorer 2500 conversion van out on the road for a quick test drive. So surprisingly, really good pickup for such a huge van. And a lot of that has to do with the newer 6.6 liter V8 as opposed to the outgoing 6 liter Vortec. And I really like it. It drives very similarly to the 6.6 V8s that we find in the heavy duty trucks, which is to be expected because it's the same engine, but I mean, I just love that it has the same sound to it. And obviously the same pickup. Really impressed. And of course, the thing still drives massively because it is a heavy duty van. That's what its roots are. But still very comfortable. And a lot of that has to do with, ooh, the brakes feel really good too. A lot of that has to do with the seats. And it just rides really, really well for what it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a manual mode. And as you can see, it's showing the shifts down there. So I'm at 18, 17, 16, 1200 RPMs, and we're gonna downshift. Then we're gonna give it some throttle up this hill. Yeah, you can really feel this. And of course it's gonna be thirsty because of that, but just really, really fun to drive. And if you drive it like you should, you probably won't have any issue with fuel mileage because you'll probably get what the ProMaster V6 is getting, because to drive it the same way, you'll be getting this, you won't have to rev this engine as hot. And just how these roads are where I am, of course none of these are going to be driving straight just because all of the roads are sloped quite a bit. Now for the driver, it's a nice van, and I think you get what you pay for. But of course, until they do redesign these vans, they're still going to be behind the Transit and the ProMaster in terms of just how they ride. And honestly, GM would have to find something in between that city van and this to start converting, and they really don't have anything right now. But these are the Mac daddies of conversion vans. When you think of a conversion van, you think of an Express or a Savannah, and that's why these have been around so long. And the same thing goes for work vans. Those are the ones you see most of all, because they're easy to work on. They have plenty of power, and you can tow a lot more than you can with a turbo V6 or a naturally aspirated V6 in the Ford or Ram variations. So I'm interested to see if they at least try and refresh these. I'm not counting on it, but that would be pretty neat. But all in all, this is still the king of conversion vans. And with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of the 2022 Chevrolet Express 2500 Explorer conversion.